things to talk about. I just think the gun is so cool, man. Like obviously it's lighter. Like with my HO2, I'd have to put a bit more shoulder into it to lift the gun, but I think it's still balanced because parts of the gun is metal, especially things like your end rail, your outer rail, where I've got around my end barrel. My inner barrel is also metal, if I'm correct. So there is parts of the gun that is metal. It's just, you see your main frame, your stock, these things are plastic. So you can, for example, I can lift this with one hand. With my HO2, I'd have to put in some arm work to even try and do what I just did, which for me is good because I want the ability to kind of get comfortable with the AEG first before I get into the place of looking for a heavier gun. Plus I like the size of the gun. It's not as large as the HO2. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously if you do want, because this is why I kind of went for the stock that I went for, or the arm grip that I went for, just because at times I know I'm gonna want to use the stock on a more like longer level, and then this gives me the ability to kind of aim trigger within quick, you know what I'm saying, quick movement. This is the original stock that comes with it. It's quite a simple one, squeeze, push down. It is plastic, which is a bit annoying, but like I said, over time I'll look into another one. But it does feel good, I will say that. Like I've played with it twice now, small games, like I said, martials versus martials, and it done its thing. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a bit annoying because at times I felt like I was pulling it a bit too hard and I might break it, but I think that might just be me and me not understanding how strong polymer plastic is yet. So yeah, I've left the original front sight on the gun so you guys can see. That's what comes on the G&G. I have put my hemoglobin scope. I'm not going to show you guys too much of that with the lights on. It does red and green sights. I'm sure you guys have seen it in another video. It's the same one, it's a similar one that was on the HO2, so check out the HO2 video. And tell a lie, I think this was, I had one on the conversion kit as well, so if you want to see it, check out the conversion kit video. What else have I done to it? So obviously you've got on this side safe. It's currently on safe. You can flick it on single, flick it again on auto, which I'm going to show you for you guys quickly later. So it's semi, and then back on safe, and it's a nice little click like you guys can hear. You know what I'm saying? And it's quite firm, it does sit there. I don't feel like you can flick it without realizing, which is not like the HO2. All the time you can, like those times I'd be slapping it and I'm like, bro, why is the gun on auto? And it's because that slider or that switch is so light that, trust me, you always, like, especially if you're in constant combat, it's likely your finger will slip. What else? I put one of these things on it because I've been looking for one of these. They're basically like a clip that holds your gun, so I can connect it to my chest, similar like before. But because it has like you can see, I hope you can see, like quite a wide hole, it allows the gun to sit a bit better than it was sitting before. Whereas before it was held by like a rim or a rib, which at times when the gun would shake, it kind of hits against you. Whereas this, it just allows a slight movement for the gun, so the gun more moves with you as you move. Plus, if you click the button, you can, if it will allow me to do it on cam, if you click the button, you can take it out. So I can remove it and just have it on my chest and then attach it back on, and it's literally just a button that you press at the end and then it goes back on. So yeah, like you can see, it's back on, and it's quite very firm. Like you can see I'm holding it, and it is quite a decent weight. What else? Obviously I put like an attachment on the side that's for my GoPro, so that when I'm in game, my viewers can see me down the side. I think like it's just a good angle, so cool. You can see the side of the gun as well as every time I aim, as well as anything I run past. What else? I ended up changing this top bit as well because I had another plastic one that came, which again you'll see on the original pictures of how the gun looks originally. But I kind of put this one because I just think it looks a bit more cool. Plus, if I poke you, it actually will hurt because it's full-blown metal, will probably cut you. Which for me just gives the gun a bit more realistic feel. Plus, if I wanted to, I can put a silencer on top of this attachment, like so, which gives me the ability to just give the gun that longer rifle type look with a suppressor, and it also gives me like a slightly more quieter shot. So yeah, changes that I've made. I've also chose to go for a stop attachment at the bottom. Some people are going to be like, how the hell did you get that on there? Because the rail that this comes with doesn't have like the outer barrel, should I say, doesn't come with like a rail system at the bottom. So what I've had to do is like make one that holds my rail. So if you guys want help with that, shout me. You can either send your guns to me and I'll do it that way and you guys can pay me, or I'll do a video and you guys can like subscribe for a small fee to watch it. It's quite easy, the parts aren't too expensive, and it's quite firm. Like I can hold my gun and shake my gun, do you know what I'm saying? Which shows you like, and it is quite a good weight, so for me to be able to do that shows you that it's been done well. I also have my battery system right in the middle there. I've chose to do that so that I can literally just run my wire straight to the side to my GoPro, and if in future I want to put something on the other side, it gives me the ability to run it straight to the other side as well. What else? And I'm thinking of putting maybe like a laser or tracer unit, so again I wanted the ability to have some kind of battery system to help me out. What else? And yeah man, the grip is actually quite good, because some people would be like, why did you get that? Why did you get a full-blown armor? I just think it gives the gun a nice feel, and it's more lighter feel for me. I feel like with something like that, I'm holding the gun and I might throw it or break it off kind of thing, whereas that just gives it, it's like it reminds me, look, it's only a little thing, be wary. Plus if it falls off in a game, I will know to just find another attachment, maybe for my gun, or maybe another outer rail. What else can I show you guys on this one? So I've showed you that it has this thing on the side to help you clear your barrel if anything ever gets stuck. You have your hop up on the side, and like you can hear, it is a damn good sound. Like it's a good build gun. You know what I'm saying? Damn good sound. Every time I do that, it makes me go ha inside. And right on the side, if you look, you can see my hop up. So if I did want to adjust during mid game, it gives me the ability, which is quite cool, because most hop ups are hard to use, so you can't switch them in mid game. This hop up literally is a winder. If you look right there on the side, so all you have to do is just open your barrel, wind, and then bam, back into the game. Do you know what I'm saying to say? Which is so cool, because I just feel like G&G done well with this, especially for the price. So I'm gonna close that back. Yeah, I think that's what I should show you really. Like obviously there's that, I don't know what that's called, but that's for your gearbox, so you always want to make sure that's tight and secure. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do is get a battery in there and get to it. So I had to buy one. I went for a Neuropol, I think it's Neuropol 1450 mAh milliamp, which is pretty good. 1450, you know what I'm saying, 1450 milliamp, which is good, pretty good. Came in a nice plastic pocket. Came with the little booklet. Do read, guys. Electricity and fire safety is important. So yeah, nothing too amazing. You always want to check that your batteries, squeeze them a little bit, don't squeeze them too hard, but squeeze it. If it's puffy, you want to put that right back in and send right back to the manufacturer, because they're not meant to be puffy. But yeah, nice and firm like they're meant to be. And the thing is, they're quite small, which is quite cool, because I was concerned with how small the battery storage bit is on this stock, but with something like this I could probably fit 2 of these in there, which would give me, what's that, 2900 milliamp, which is pretty cool, because I'd have to take this out and see how it runs. But I think it was 1245 that the Spectre Arms HO2 had battery wise. This is a little bit more than that, and I was able to use the Spectre Arms battery the whole day and still have battery by the time I went home. So God willing, this does that same thing. Maybe, I don't know, it depends on how the gun performs, because some guns I know they pull a bit more because of the gearbox, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind investing in another one, because this wasn't too expensive. Like, it was originally up for £35, but then it went on offer and I got it for like £22, £21, one of them. So yeah, and it's pretty cool because it gives you the balance charge a bit, and then obviously the power source bit. So yeah, they should last a bit longer, hopefully, that way as well. So yeah man, let's get to chucking that in. Always want to make sure your gun is back on safety. If you notice, the gun is on safety. This one has like a squeeze thing around the back, so you squeeze the 2 clips and it comes out like that. Then it has this top section right here, which just pulls out just like so. And then what I try to do is, can I get leverage to the clip? Because if you notice, you will always need access to this, because this is where your battery is actually going to plug into. So I try to get that out clear so I can see it. Then there's always like 2, I'll show you quickly, these 2 sections, one there and one there at the bottom on the both corners, that the 2 bits of the battery can slide into. So I try to averagely put one side in and then the other side in the other side. Make sure that it has clearance, because you don't want anything getting caught or your wires getting ripped. So once that's done, I tend to, there is also like these, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but there's like these slits in the barrel down there on either side. What you want to do is like slide the wire just between it, because it means that when you put the caps back on, no movement will rip the wire because they're sitting in between those slits. So I'm going to do that quickly for you guys now, just so that you guys can see. There's one on one side and one down the other side, and they're for both sides of the wires. That's why there's 2. So I'm going to do that quickly. You obviously want your wires protected. And it might take a bit of fiddling, but just be patient. Trust me, it is worth being patient. These are the things that's going to allow your battery to go the distance over the years. When you've done that separation, what I try to do now is, you see that green wire, the original green wire? That's what's coming from your gun, so that's what's going to pull the battery source in. See this black wire here? That's your battery wire. That's going to give the power in. You want to connect these. There's a specific way to connect them, but again, probably use another YouTube video, because it is quite self-explanatory. One side is a circle and one side is a square, so you can't really put it, there's only one way for it to go in, basically, so you shouldn't worry too much. If you put it in the other way, it won't go in. And you want to be careful as well, because again, these are all wires, so if you're too rough with it, you may do damage to your gun. So I've just connected those 2 wires, and like I said, I'm just going to move the wires into those slits so they're nicely and out the way. I'm not trying to damage those wires when I put the other 2 parts back on, yeah? And I tend to push it down a bit because I've got a lot of barrel leverage, so I might as well use it, right? And now you can barely see my wires. And I'll show you, because I've got my eye pros on. Always wear your eye protection, people. I'm going to flip the gun on semi, yeah, and just show you guys. I've got a target in my room, so don't shoot your walls at home, guys. And that's just me testing. I'm going to put the gun back on safety. That's just me testing that my battery is being recognized by my gun, and it is. So now I can take that part I took out before, chuck that right back in the top, so it makes my stop look like it's meant to. And then I can chuck the other bit, which is the last cover. And you always want the 2 clippy bits at the bottom, yeah, and that 1 clippy bit at the top, yeah. So add that right back on, and if you notice, we're on fine, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is flick me hemoglobin scope on, which is looking nice and lovely and green. I might even flick it on red today. I really do use red. Lovely. And we're gonna give it a couple shots, yeah? I've got my target set up, so you guys do that. Oh yeah, and I didn't even show you, there's mag release on one side and mag release on the other side, which I find to be so cool, because on the HO2, there was only a mag release on one side, so if you're not that handed, you're stressed because you're always putting your hand over and trying to mag release on that. Like, it's just long. So well done G&G again for that. Helps players out, because I like to mag release sometimes like that, and sometimes I like to use my other hand. So it just depends what mood I'm in. So I'm gonna extend that. Lovely, love it. take that off safety, flip that on semi. The response on the trigger is pretty good. I will say that it's like I'm able to slap as long as the battery is in good condition, so that's good. Because the HO2 sometimes it wasn't responsive. It's like you had to wait and then you could squeeze the trigger, wait and then you could squeeze the trigger. This is turning over pretty sweet. That's not even on auto, so yeah man, I'm gonna actually enjoy this gun next game. This is the kind of performance I've been looking for. Imagine this, I'm getting this from an electric gun, you know. I thought I had to get gas to get this. I'm gonna flick it on auto for you guys, just so you guys can see that happen. Do you know what? Let me take that down a bit. That's some good shit, guys. That's definitely some good shit. Obviously, you have to keep winding with these mags, so do be aware, because it hasn't stopped, but I could just feel it getting to that place where them shells and where it's on auto as well. Yeah, man. This is gonna be my new best friend on the field. Yeah, man. It's cut. Do you know the maddest thing is? It's cutting the targets in half. It's cutting the targets in half. Yeah, man. It literally split the target in half. I'll show you guys in a sec. So I'm gonna mag release because I want to shoot with the other mag that I don't have to wind and just show you guys quick. So obviously tap, it comes out. You always have a couple stray BBs. What I try to do is collect those because BBs cost money. And the current climate of our society right now is a bit mad, so you want to save every penny you can. I chuck those back in. I try not to wind it on